Hey guys, welcome back to Skylanders Ring of Heroes. In this one we're going to be going through my free-to-play team that I've been using a lot over the last couple of days, and it's synergizing really well in most areas of the game. And that team is going to be the first three on the screen there. It's going to be Hot Dog, Stealth Elf, and Enigma. Now this team, obviously it doesn't have a AoE healer, but it does have Hot Dog with his single heal, and that is working out to be enough for the moment. Now, we'll start out with Stealth Elf, and as you can see, mine's is 4-star. She's powered up to +5 and unawakened. Now, the awakening thing, this will be a later video. I'm just trying to work out exactly whether it is better to awaken or use those shards to evolve and power up again. So I will eventually evolve her and power up to max, and we'll see that if at max power up at 5-star she is better than 4-star awakened, and then hopefully that'll give an idea of what's more important to aim for. And plus at the moment I am only on 232 shards, so it is a long way off getting that awakening. But we'll jump into runes quickly. I'll go through the runes on all of them, and then I think we might jump into a couple battles and then talk about them while we're in the battle. So her runes, basically I just went for full damage, so just threw on whatever I could. I farmed a lot of strike just doing scenarios, and that was it on normal to get the 4-stars. But yeah, that's pretty much her. This slot 4, I don't think you can get any offensive main stats on that slot, so I've just gone for a defense so that the heal will heal more percentage when she does get healed. That was my theory on that one. And then yeah, just basically attacking stats is what I aimed for on her. Next we'll go to Hot Dog. Hot Dog, he's at 4-star awakened. Now, I like him awakened because it turns his attack buff into a team attack buff, and it makes it real nice so that everyone's doing a little bit more damage and you're chipping away that bit faster at the enemies. So I like him awakened. You can farm the stones really easy for him, so there's no reason not to awaken him, in my opinion. His runes are really average, so as you can see, he's got a 2-star there. He's got another 2-star, oh no, and he's got 2 3-stars. So he's got a lot of improving. I can just farm scenarios and upgrade him a lot. So they're not great, just went for tanky stats, and that was pretty much it. I just like to keep it basic early on with runes. It's, like I said, just aim for tanky stats or aim for attacking stats, and we'll start worrying about crit rate and crit damage once we start getting some really good runes. Then Enigma. Enigma, he's 4-star maxed, and I've just been powering him up as I go with the free shards that you get through the quest. So that's pretty much him. I've got just aimed for tanky as well. So I think he's pretty much on 4-star runes. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. Went for tanky, and just so he could survive and support the rest of the team. And I'll quickly go through the skills, and then we'll jump into a battle, and I'll talk about the synergy. So this guy, I normally use his 1st and 2nd skill. They're awesome because they're cheap mana costs, good support, and that's pretty much it. We'll go through it a bit more later. Stealth Elf, I sometimes toss it up between using skill 1 and 2 and using skill 2 and 3, because stealth does give you that extra crit rate. So it gives you a 60% extra crit rate, which means this skill will always be doing the AoE. On sort of wind and undead levels where they're always going to be targeting Stealth Elf, I'll sometimes go the stealth just so she can get by herself that extra turn, dodge a direct attack, maybe survive until Hot Dog can heal her and stuff like that. So that's what I go with for her. And then finally for Hot Dog, there's not much to him. He's got the attack buff on the 1st skill, and he's got the heal on the 2nd skill. Doesn't seem like much, but it's really nice. And then he's the leader with his accuracy increase, which isn't the best thing in the world, but hey, it's the only leader skill that we're using in the team at the moment. So we'll jump into some battles. What we can do, so I've managed to actually fully clear the Realm of Souls with this team, but the monsters in the Realm of Souls keep getting stronger, so I'll have to see. I haven't actually started this one. Mirage Tower, I'm currently stuck at level 30, just because the boss in that one has a massive heal, and I don't have anything to combat that at the moment. I tried building a Gorilla Driller and putting the heal reduce on him, but he still healed himself from about half health to full. So I think I'm just going to have to upgrade my Stealth Elf a bit more and go for a damage race. Maybe get a companion that has armor break, so that I can defense break him and then just get the attack buff, nuke with Stealth Elf, and hopefully that'll be enough. But yeah, that's a bit of a sidetrack there. Then in adventure mode, I haven't actually started map 10, but I've cleared 9 on easy. On normal, I think we're up to the desert or the one after. So we've cleared the... No, we haven't cleared the desert. So yeah, we're up to the desert on normal. I haven't actually tried the next level. I was just working through that yesterday. And then when we go to the distorted dimensions, the Beast Labyrinth, so this is where I'm going to be focusing most of my attention on now, is the Beast Labyrinth. I might focus on farming up some villain stones to upgrade some villains. Besides that, I'm going to be trying to farm up runes. So I'll be doing level 6, even though I can't 10 times auto it. It does give me better runes, so I will be doing level 6. It's not 100% for me, but I just see it as the next key to progression in the game. I'll make probably a full beginner's guide about what to focus on early on to get through early progression, because I feel like now we're sort of getting enough knowledge to know what the optimal way of playing early game is. Then for most of the elementals, I can do level 6. I'm going to start looking into level 7s of them to start getting the better drops. But yeah, I haven't really tested too much into that. The Wailing Labyrinth, I haven't even played in about 3 days, so I'm not too stressed about that one yet. And that's pretty much for these. So we'll jump into one of these. I'll show you a level 5 run at the 10 times speed, and it is super safe. This is one of those wind element ones where Stealth Elf is going to be taking most of the heat, but you'll see that the team really does support her quite well. And this is one of those ones where I use the 2 double attacking attacks on Stealth Elf, just because I don't really need that stealth to hide, and the AoE doesn't really one-shot all the enemies, so it's not actually adding much. So it's basically every time a Stealth Elf gets a turn, she'll normally kill an enemy. So it works pretty well. I won't actually show you a level 6 run. It's not as reliable, and it's much slower because it's only at 2 times speed, but I think it's about 70%, and I might 5-star and upgrade my Stealth Elf a bit, and that should make it more reliable. It'll get more damage out so that we're killing the boss faster, and she will survive a lot better, because if she goes down, it makes it pretty hard. But the cool thing about Hot Dog and Enigma is on some stages, they're both really good sort of solo units, because the Hot Dog has his self-heal, especially if they have elemental advantage. And then Enigma can keep himself up really well by putting, once Stealth Elf goes down, he starts putting that Bless on himself, surviving a hit, then getting attack buff, then doing the Bless again. And the synergy is just, like I said, really good. The team is very helpful. There is some stages early game where you will be needing to have an AoE healer. I was using my Flash Wing. I found that eventually she wasn't as good, just because her being a non-farmable, she is farmable later game, but I can't farm her fragments yet. I was stuck with her at 3-star, and it just wasn't quite cutting it. So that's when I went to this team, because I was going to build a Gorilla Driller. I ended up building one anyway, but he's only at 3-star. But this team I was surprised how well it worked. So that's pretty much what I decided to stick with in the end when we started going for it. So once again, the first time I did these runs, I was using the stealth on Stealth Elf with the second skill, just so she could be dodging more attacks and surviving when she was a little bit weaker, wasn't doing as much damage, the runs were taking longer, she was taking more hits, all that sort of stuff. In terms of skill ups for these guys, I don't think any really need skill ups early game. The Hot Dog would be nice, but I'm going to see how far they'll get me through without skill ups and save my skill ups, and then choose where I'm going to use them later on once we have more knowledge about what Skylanders are actually strong and not. And another thing to remember, if you're going for things like this where you want to get 3-stars so you can 10 times auto, it is helpful to put it on manual and make sure that you do attack buff first, then attack with Stealth Elf and stuff like that. And same goes for levels where you're trying to clear for quests and you're having trouble surviving and stuff like that. Take it off of auto. You can manual it, and then you can make sure you're getting the stealth in the right spot, getting the bless up on Stealth Elf at the right time, and all that sort of stuff, just to make sure that the team is going to survive it well enough. And there was a few quests along the way that I was using this team for, where it took me a few tries on manual to try and actually get what I needed to be able to do it. But eventually we got there, so it was alright. But that's pretty much it for this team and this video, guys. Let me know what teams you guys are using. Especially if there's any you know, rarer Skylanders that you've pulled that have been really helpful. Let me know in the comments below, because I'm just trying to do full free-to-play progression that's relevant to everyone. I'm really liking Stealth Elf as the damage dealer. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other suggestions or comments. And yeah, that's it. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one, guys. Cheers.